Really, Luigi? One episode in, and you're already sleeping? Get your butt back up, man. You're no better than Mario. Greetings all, it's Blue Knight, and welcome back to Super Luigi Galaxy. Previously, we came into the Comet Observatory after getting knocked out, and we managed to meet a lady called Rosalina. And it looks like she can help us find our quote-unquote special one, in exchange for finding power stars for her Comet Observatory. Today, we'll be continuing gathering more star power in a snack of cosmic proportions. And these will be a bit different this time as we see more star chips, but they're different color, as well as seeing a different type of Luma. So I did mention that we'll be finding more uses for the star bits as we progress through our adventure, but it looks like those uses are actually opening up a bit faster than I thought they would, or at least a bit faster than I remembered. So if you come across a circle of stones like this, you can spin in the center of it and get more star bits out of the deal. You can also run into shiny plants that will get you coins or star bits, something I neglected to mention last episode. Let's take all these octobits again to get more star bits out of the deal, because you never have too many star bits on hand, especially for that Lumen that we saw. This is something that I didn't mention in the last episode as well. God, for a long time, need to get in, use a pipe on the other side. So I can't really turn the camera to show what's inside this house, but there's actually a sign on the other side of this door. The devs put that there so they can use it as a shortcut to getting around programming a readable door. I guess they thought they had that asset on hand. They found a clever way to use it to their advantage, which, like I said, pretty clever. Kind of lazy, but I guess it saves them some time to program something that would be really minuscule in the long run. So there's more of these circle of stones that we didn't see the last time we were here. Let me get to this hidden block so I get more star bits. I click that one that was sitting idly right there. Alright, I think the way to get to our next objective would be up these stairs. Oh, get this, you can shoot star bits with B. Zap zaps the bow. Just aim with your pointer and then aim your pointer at the target and then fire with B. Yeah, get my works mixed up. Run into your enemies while they're stunned to finish them off. Like I stated a little in the last episode, we can stun enemies as well when shooting star bits. So again, there's different ways to deal with enemies near or far. So be sure to use those star bits to your advantage unless you want to save them for the overall total back of the observatory. I got a hungry friend up ahead. You don't mind sharing your stacks, do you? I guess not. We got plenty of star bits on hand. I'm pretty sure we can spare a few. So now we got more of these pole stars we saw back on the Comet Observatory. I did say there are going to be a frequent mechanic we'll be seeing on our adventure as well. So I'll keep those in mind the next time that you're on your adventure as well. Take out that Gooba to get more star bits. Gather many more star bits. I think we might have more than enough for what we need coming up. But I'll be sure to collect some more just in case. It never hurts to have a few spare star bits on hand. But then again, that could be the collector and be that's saying that. And mainly so, a lot of games that I did play in my younger years did revolve around platforming or collecting a lot of objects. So that's kind of been wired into my brain as I've grown older. Not that that kind of genre isn't as big as it used to be. So we go through that launch star. Gee, I wonder what happens if we go through that launch star. I think it might take us off a bit of a detour. It might land us on a different planet. But I don't think I'll do that right now. Get this hidden block to get more star bits out of the deal. Also be careful of these boulders, but I did show last time there is a way to deal with them. Here's just launch star over here, but let's explore a bit more of this place before we continue on our adventure. There's a crystal with more star bits. It never hurts to be too thorough, at least in my opinion, but like I said before, that could be the collector in me saying that. I think that's all there is to it, and I jumped right into that boulder too. That was not a very smart decision on my part. I think I'll leave these boulders be and just proceed along with the mission. I'll be sure to find a coin at some point. So let's land down here. I saw a crystal right over this general direction. Get more star bits. And I'll stop on this coin just to get my health back. Or I could just get hit and lose even more life. That could work too. I mean, trying to stay alive, who needs that? It's not like being healthy is a very critical way to live or anything of the sort. More star bits. Now let's stop on this Goomba this time. I said stop. Thank you very much, Luigi. Hope you doesn't run into that Goomba again. Okay, I think this will lead us somewhere else. Actually, let's explore just to be safe. Because it might lead us to a hidden area, even though the appropriate way is to talk to that hungry Luma some more. Yeah, we're just back in the same planet that I guess we started this little loop in, so there's really not much there is to it. But at least to show this off, you can go to the launch stars when you're flying in midair, if the chance comes up. And this will take us to a different planet, actually back to the egg planet where we see the hungry Luma. Hey you! Yeah, you, got any tasty starbits? If you feed me a bunch of starbits, I'll burst with snacky happiness and then transform. I'm famished. I need 100 starbits to cure the hunger pangs. And we just don't have more than enough to feed this very greedy or gluttony Luma, I guess. I don't know. That's it. I'm stuffed. Here we go. Transform. And that will change into another new planet. So we'll be coming across hungry Lumas a bit so often on our travels. So that's another reason why to keep a lot of starbits on hand, because you never know when you might come across a hungry Luma that might take you into another specific direction. In this case, it's going to be pretty straightforward, but these Lumas will actually lead to other power stars that we can acquire on our travels as well. So be sure to keep an eye out for these guys along the way. And no matter if you leave the mission or if you get the star or a different star, the hungry Luma that you fed and the planet it turns into will stay there forever. So you don't have to worry about having to feed that Luma over and over again whenever you're starting on a new star or going on a repeated or going to a star that you already collected. So let's get all of this. Smash this crate up. We'll be coming across these plants called thorny flowers. To deal with them, one method to do so is to hit the stretch plant, and it will change into more star bits. But if they don't collide with anything when you hit them, then they will stretch back true to their name, and they can hit you. You won't take any damage, but you will lose star bits. So I guess, excuse me, I guess that's one thing you can deal with. Actually, what I'm doing, I want to show the original way how to get across this path, even though I could take that shortcut. I want to show the long way around, just in case anyone's having trouble trying to perceive where to go next. Even though you shouldn't, because this is one of the early stars of the game, so you shouldn't really have any difficulty doing that. But I will do it just in case, so I can be thorough. Jump up here, there's another Goomba. I almost stepped on it, thank goodness that stretch plant prevented me from doing so. Let's see if I can do that side flip. Yeah, so that's another technique that's, I guess, brought back from past 3D Mario games to do that side flip. In case if you don't know how to do that, just run along, but then tilt the stick in the opposite direction while your player is sliding. You can hit A to do that little side flip. It's good to change directions if you want to go somewhere else, or if you want to change your momentum and try, I guess, apply it in another direction. Now let's jump up here to save some time with a backflip. Just crouch with Z and press A, that's how you do that backflip. I'm pretty sure there's a triple jump you can do as well. Let me get this crystal first. I wonder how crystal stars would look in the Mario universe. I don't think there's been such a thing that has popped up in the Mario franchise, but I could be wrong. Oh, this Luma's not Luma, this Goomba as well. Getting my creatures mixed up now. I want to take all these guys out before I show off that triple jump. There's a crystal with a coin over there. I don't really need it. So to do the triple jump, just run along. They hit A 3 times in a certain pattern, and you'll be able to do a triple jump. In the case of Luigi, he could do a little flutter after you execute that triple jump. You don't have to hold the button in order to prolong the effect of that flutter though. So I guess that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it depends on how you look at it. I guess it could be a bad thing because Luigi could jump pretty dang high as it is right now. So having that kind of ability after you triple jump might be a bit OP. At least that's what I thought Nintendo was probably thinking. Let's go down here. Let's go the other way first. I think this might lead us to an Octuma. I saw another one from that other gravity section. Okay, this just takes us to where we want to go, but I want to take the long way around just to be safe. I know I saw an Octuma there. Yeah, there he is. Hit it to get more star bits. I'm already up to 155. That's pretty much the equivalent to 3 lives. So you can see how plentiful and how frequent star bits are in this game. So that's why I prioritize getting star bits more than I do coins, because they are a lot more frequent to get, and they do give lives a lot faster. By the way, the star bits might look a bit familiar to you. You might have seen this shape in another game. Well, they're based on a Japanese candy called Kampaito. I think that's how you pronounce it. This isn't the only time that they use such a thing as a collectible. In Skyward Sword, the gratitude crystals are based on this exact same candy. So it's pretty cool that Nintendo kind of used that real life influence in more than one game. Much less it's in more than one universe it created. So just a little tidbit, but just one I thought I'd like to share. I think it's one of the more common tidbits about Super Mario Galaxy. We collect all of these chips, we'll get more pull stars. Alternatively, you can do a long jump and get the star that way if you're doing like a speed run of this game, but I'm gonna do it the original way just so that I could just do it, because the developers programmed it that way. I figured I might as well just do it. I like playing games that are originally meant to be played. Even if the shortcut is available to get my objective done quicker, I just like doing things the way they're intended to be done. And we allowed to do Galaxy after collecting enough stars. Well done, brave explorer. You discovered a new galaxy. Collecting power stars will expand our range of vision, perhaps to eventually include the enemy base. And the enemy base in question is that big Bowser head. That's pretty much the big thing you want to go after in every dome that you come across on the Comet Observatory. And I actually didn't want to do that right now because we have one more star to collect. But we'll visit that galaxy a bit later on. As now we enter the 3rd star of Good Egg, King Caliente's Battle Fleet. I don't know why, but the word Caliente is just very fun to say. This also sounds like it'd be very delicious too. I wonder if Caliente is a real life delicacy. I might have to look that up, because it does sound delicious. Welcome to the galaxy. I can't really hear it, but the music in Good Egg is really fascinating. I think it's one of the better first level songs that you might come across in video gaming, at least in my experience. Then again, this whole soundtrack in Mario Galaxy is just really, really well done. I think this was the first instance of Nintendo using an orchestral way to create the theme songs, and it just works magnificently. Nothing there. I'm pretty sure we come up here. There's gonna be a big crystal with a bunch of star bits. Or just a small crystal. Still a star bit's just the same. The launch star we saw on the roof of that house that we've been seeing on the beginning of each Good Egg star is the one we want to go. It's a path we want to go to. I think I will go there right now. We already saw that crystal in the past, so it's not really worth me getting that again. I just want to save some time. Okay, let's see, backflip, wall jump, and then spin. That's pretty much the optimal way to get to this, get to the roof of this house. Or you can just take the orange pipe. Either way works. I guess it's also worth mentioning I should show off the long jump, the wall jump. But I should show off the long jump as well. I haven't shown that off yet. So after you jump to a wall, Luigi or Mario, depending on which player or which character you play as, will stick to that wall. You can press A to perform a wall jump and then try to ascend from there. Something not great. These thorny flowers are more one way to deal with them. In the case of this star, we can use these coconuts. That one actually went into the thorny flower itself. And it's actually reacting to that coconut. Okay, it's not going through the the thorny flower, but it is reacting to it. But you're supposed to spin those into the thorny flower to take it out. I actually want to explore this planet a little bit more because I tend to skip exploring this specific planet for some reason. Woo, you saved me. Thanks, Luigi. In return, let me tell you about a secret about this place. Apparently those spiky things just hate coconuts. Okay, we learned about that already. We can spin coconuts to these thorny flowers to get a specific reward. I think there might be star bits or coins. No, they're just coins. They're not worth the case. They're not worth the hassle then. I mean, if you're prioritizing coins, then I guess you could do that, but I'm not gonna do it. I already say that star bits are more important to me. And now we come across I believe that's a big pokey. To deal with that, we have to use the coconuts the same way we were using against those flowers. Take out its body and then stop on the head, and you're as good as gold. I've used that phrase a lot so far, good as gold, or good as golden. I guess it's because like coins are kind of goldish, and power stars are more or less made of a gold material, at least that's what I think, because that's how I always see them. But I guess as long as I'm here, I might as well do the launch jump as well. So to do the launch jump, press Z and A while running simultaneously, and you'll be able to execute it. I remember when I was younger playing Super Mario 64, that launch jump was really hard for me to do. Come to think of it, most of the jumps that are commonplace in 3D Mario games, they took me a long time to do for some reason. I just wasn't good enough at playing games at the time. Then again, I was a kid, so a really dumb kid at that, like I've said before. But I'll get off that. We've got a rainbow star for that question coin and transform into a rainbow Luigi. We are invincible! You can take out anything and everything in our path. Get these star bits. I want to go down this pipe and go after these chomps, so I can run into them and get even more star bits out of the deal. But like all good powerful things, the rainbow star doesn't last forever. It has a very short duration, so be sure to make use of it when you do come across one. I'll kick you into the next dimension, I suppose. We are in space after all, so I guess the word dimension would be kind of appropriate to use in this context. And that Goomba went through that electric fence. Okay, I thought they'd get shocked by it. That's kind of cheap, to be honest. These Goombas are using hacks, I tell ya. Hacks. That is not fair to me, the player. Run across here a little bit more. I want to explore this underside before I proceed onto the overside of this planet. And believe it or not, all the planets we've been coming across in our adventures thus far, and we will come across down the line, they all have different names. I will be saying each name because that'd just be way too informational on my part, and they're really not that creative. At least not the ones that I was able to come across. Get all these octopus first. Ow. That was very nice. At least there's a coin nearby, so I can just pick it up. And it's like I never got hit in the first place. But I'd be careful of these bullet bells. You can't shoot starbits and take them out. You have to drive it to a solid surface in order to get them off your back. Otherwise, just be careful of them whenever you are running. Got that Octobi. I'll take out his friend too after getting that starbit. Or that spin can work too. Whatever. Eliminates them just the same, so I shouldn't complain too much. I'll be launched right onto the airships. It's also best to keep your pointer out in case you come across starbits when you're flying like I just did. Before I deal with those guys, I want to jump up here and free this toad. Coming across 4 toads on our adventure now. Your attacks will reach those mean-looking aliens, but here's a great idea. What if you tried bouncing something back at them? Well, if you were paying attention, they were firing coconuts at us, so we can use that to retaliate against them. Those are octopuses, by the way. And they may look like octoroks, that's kind of because maybe they are? Because of the Japanese version, from what I remember, their name actually means octorok in that version of the game. So I don't think it's a complete coincidence that Nintendo named these guys after that specific enemy from The Legend of Zelda. I think they knew what they were doing. So if we break this crate open specific, you saw it was sparkling a little bit. That's because it houses a life mushroom, and it doubles our health to 6. If it drops below 4, then we will lose that extra life meter, so be sure to keep be a bit more cautious about it when you have the life mushroom on hand. It'll also be very useful if you want to deal with bosses, or if you're kind of feeling a bit stressed of having the original amount of health. They won't be available all the time, but when you come across one, it can be very handy. Smash that crystal, and then launch away into the next dimension, or at least the next planet. I shouldn't get too carried away. Now, what does this Luma have to say? It's near these couple of studs. Be careful, there's a big danger up ahead. If things get really bad, shoot a star at one of these lights on the ground. I already stated this before. Okay, they're called lights, but I kind of see them as studs for some reason. I don't know why. But at least we're at the boss of this star, the titular character, King Caliente. His name is still very fun to pronounce. Okay, so he's gonna start off by shooting these fireballs at us, but he will alternate between those and coconuts. Just drop the coconuts back at him, and that's pretty much the fight. Or so I thought, because he will actually retaliate upon the second attempt. He will lose his crown too, so he'll get a bit more pissed off. And he'll summon these lava bubbles. To my knowledge, you can't take out the lava bubbles at all, so it's just best to run away from them. Could try to retaliate a bit more, just knock it back at him a couple of times, and that's pretty much the fight. It's very easy. It's also the second boss fight we came across in this galaxy as well. Kind of surprising to think that we already have like 2 bosses in the span of what, 3 stars we've already got on Good Galaxy thus far? It might show that bosses might be a bit frequent, or they might be just easy foes for us to take out in order to get more comfortable with the game. Who knows? In any case, let's grab our Power Star and be on our merry way. And that's gonna be it for today's episode of Luigi's Galaxy. So next time, we're gonna actually explore a new galaxy in the terrace, the one I just uncovered earlier in the video by accident, as we continue to gather more star power for the Comet Observatory. Until we meet again, everyone, farewell for now.